Artist Talk. One-on-one conversation, 30 minutes of pure entertainment with musicians, writers, and actors to motivators, chefs, and even rappers to up-and-comings with the it factor. It's the Jazzie K.Ward coming at ya. Have fun, some smiles, a few laughs. Tune in, chime in, sit back, relax. Have fun, some smiles, a few laughs.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Jazzie After Dark Artist Talk. What's up, Dr. G?
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. How was your Monday?
You know, Mondays be Monday, and I don't know if people try to make Monday or they just, but we're here. It doesn't matter. And, we're here for another great show. So we're going to start with that part.
I love that. And before we get started, hey, everybody, welcome to the show. Don't forget to go over to KWardRadio.com, like, subscribe, and share.
And follow.
Okay.
I guess subscribe and follow is kind of the same thing, but, some people you got to break it down for. And if you don't show your shirt, shame on you.
Shame on you. Oh, you didn't say shame on you. And don't forget to go over to the applife.info. And if you don't, hashtag sit your ass down somewhere, okay?
At forever.com.
Oh,
I'm going to behave. We just started. I'm trying to take it slow. May just started. Tomorrow is Cinco de Mayo and Taco Tuesday. A lot of exciting things going on with May. Mother's Day is coming up. And then, this month is Mental Health Awareness Month.
Yes, it is. And before we get into that too, Dr. G, again, I'm Jazzie K.Ward, the creator of K.Ward Radio at KWardRadio.com. I am joined by my co-host, Dr. Shontell Graham, the creator of the App Life at the applife.info. Okay?
Yes.
You got to put that out there, okay? But yeah.
Put that out there, and y'all know what the App Life stands for.
Mm-hmm.
Active and proactive leads to prevention. And since we're talking about Mental Health Awareness Month, we're going to really start to focus on that. Not just for this month, but just moving forward. We got to make sure that we right here because Mondays be Mondaying.
Ooh, tell me about it. You see I don't have no hair. Did I have hair last week? Oh.
I'm not going to touch that one.
Hey, Sheila. I couldn't remember. You know how it goes.
You know better, but you know.
Oh my goodness. I don't know. But
we're going to blame it. Okay, you want to talk about hair since you don't have any hair no more. It made my hair, you know, I get the poofiness. So yours fall out, mine shrink up. Listen, it's the effect of peopling, which is no such word, but you know, we're going to use it today.
That's right. Hey, Sheila.
Hey, Sheila.
Hey, everybody. Welcome in. As you all come in, please share out the live. If you come to do that for us, it's free, y'all. Can y'all just hit share?
Don't cost you nothing. And when you say, how come y'all not rich, it's because y'all didn't share our shit.
I'm just saying. Hey, Nicole. Hey, everybody. Hey, Jackie. It's so good to see you all.
It's too early.
Excited, Dr. G, to have our special guests back, smooth jazz guitarist Garry Percell. He's back here with Jazzy After Dark on Artist Talk. Now, Garry is an accomplished musician whose smooth, expressive guitar work has earned him a devoted following. So tonight he returns to share his insight, his creativity, the journey, and introduce his latest music. He has a new song out, and you can learn more about his music at GaryPercell.com, which will be streaming right here on the screen. And I think, Dr. G, we should just go ahead and kick off the show. What do you think?
Kick it off. Let's go.
Live from WKRW, welcome to Artist Talk, a live one-on-one conversation with your host, the man with the golden voice, Jazzie K.Ward.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back. I put my shades on because Garry is smooth and heavy. So, you know, but I had to show this. Before we get started, y'all, Nia the Germinator is here. The applife.info. You know, this is Dr. G's book, Nia the Germinator. It's available. Go over to the applife.info. Make sure you get your copy. And if you get it directly from Dr. G, you get a bookmark. I love bookmarks. I don't know about y'all, but when I read, I have to have a bookmark for each book, Dr. G. I mean, to actually
not just bookmark, we also autograph. Well, not we, like it's more than one person. It's just me, but I autograph. I personalize it for you.
She did. Okay. She did sign mine. Did you do the bookmark too?
Yes, I did.
Oh, aren't you smart?
I do okay some days.
I love that.
Maybe not every day, but some days I get it right. You know, even a blind squirrel finds a nut once in a while.
Oh, well, hey, everybody. Don't forget to put in the chat where you are watching from, and don't forget to share out the live. Again, I'm Jazzie K.Ward, and of course, the incomparable Dr. Shontell Graham is always here with us, and we love Dr. G over here. We love each of you for hanging out with us each and every Monday. But just to go ahead and get into the show, Garry Percell is back. And I'm telling you, I'm loving this new song. I love this song anyway, and the way he did it, but we're going to talk. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's welcome the incomparable smooth jazz guitarist, our friend right here at Artist Talk, Mr. Garry Percell. Mr. Percell.
Yes, hello, everybody.
You are smooth, cool. I mean, you just laid back, girl. You know how you just lean back and just, you know. That's a good thing, Gary. That's a good thing.
I mean, that's like brown liquor songs. That's just like smooth. You take a sip. You just ready to just indulge and engage and just absorb all that goodness.
I love that.
Yeah.
So how was your Monday? Gary?
My Monday was great. I can't complain at all. Monday is good. I like people always say, Mondays is, get a bad rap.
Right.
But Monday is good. I love Monday because it's the beginning of another week.
Right.
So,
I always call
That's
it.
a good outlook. All right.
Yeah, that's a good one. I always call it Motivated Monday.
yeah.
That's what I always call it.
Mhm.
I didn't always
Jazzie,
call
Jazzie, you for the most part, you're very positive person. He's always smiling. Everything is like rainbows and unicorns. I'd be like, bruh.
it.
Then you can't get mad at that because you be saying, I appreciate that because it kind of makes you put things into perspective. Like, what are you complaining about? What are you whining about? We get so much focused on the things that we don't have or what we don't want, as opposed to saying, let us just take a day to be thankful and grateful for the things that we do have.
Amen.
I know. Let the church say amen, right?
Let the church say amen. Yes.
Let
Pass the
church
collection
say
plate. We take all donations,
Mhm.
okay?
Mm-hmm.
We take all donations. So yeah, we are so excited, my brother, and happy that you are back on the show. And so just to catch up with you, what's been happening since the last time you were on the show, which I think was, let's see, Going in Circle came out in 24.
That's right.
And so I guess that was when the last time you were here.
That's right. I was here in 2024 with Going in Circles featuring Tony Terry. Yeah.
Tony Terry.
Oh.
Yeah.
So how was that success of that song before I get into that?
That song had some good success with it. And it was kind of like, of course, I'm kind of labeled into the contemporary jazz side. And so this was a little bit different because this was pretty much considered a vocal tune, but it had some jazz references to it. And so it crossed a little bit, and so people who had listened to a lot of R&B, really grasped the song and liked the song. So it did pretty well on some independent radio stations and programming. It did really good. A lot of people liked it, and they wanted, a signed copy. And I'd love to do that. I love to put like a signed copy into my fans' hands.
I love that.
And so I know people are saying, hey, no more CDs, and things like that. But I remember, because of my age, we were excited to go to the record store to find the latest hot record. And before we even bought it, we stood there and we looked at that album cover, and then we turned it on the back and reading all of the credits. Who recorded what? Who was the guitar player? Who was the drummer? Who was the keyboard player? Who produced it? Where was it? Where was the recording studio? All of that knowledge, was in that. You can't get that with digital too much, No. So every record that I do, I always do CDs, And so if a fan wants a signed copy, something they can pick up and put it in their hands and open it up and read it. Voila, here it is. Just reach out to me and I can get it to you for sure.
So now, Gary, I'm going to throw you a curveball. I know you do CDs, but a lot of us are trying to go back to vinyl. What is the likelihood that you're going to start going back to vinyl?
Oh, I tell you, I am looking to go back to vinyl too as well. I am. I have a vinyl record player here in my studio down here, and every once in a while I come down here and some of my old dusty records and stuff like that, like Wes Montgomery albums and things like that. Put that stuff on and hear that needle in between the grooves on that, what we call back then wax. And so all the pops and all the sounds was just rich.
Thank you. Yes.
You don't get that now. No, and I used to tell my niece and nephew, it's Camelot Music and some other record store. Let me tell you something. I remember it.
Camelot. Oh wow, you're going way back. Like wow.
Yeah. And we had in my area it was Peaches records and tapes.
Okay, we didn't have Peaches. We didn't have Peaches.
You didn't have Peaches?
Okay. It was Camelot.
We did have Camelot. We did have Camelot.
And there was another record store. And then let me tell you, a famous place here in Montgomery, Alabama, was the African Head Shop. This man, he was an older black gentleman. I mean, it went back to like the early 1900s with records. that he had from jazz to R&B. I mean, people from the Isley Brothers have been in this record store when they would come to Alabama. I mean, you could go in there. At first, it was a real funny story. I'm gonna tell you quick. I used to be a little scared to go in the African hair shop because let me tell you, when you walked in there, you could never see nobody.
That's true.
He burned a lot of incense.
Yes.
Incense, black lights.
Frankincense, a lot of frankincense. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And black lights going with the black light posters and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It always stayed dark and with the incense going. Yeah. Yeah.
I remember that was like one of my best favorite. If I couldn't find something, he would always say, I can order it. I promise you. I can get it for you. And so you miss those days because when you mention that, Gary, me and Dr. G talk about it all the time. I like to open up the CDs. Yeah. I read who are the composer, the producer, who is this percussionist, who is this drummer, who is this, you know, and I was wondering, like, who sits here and types all this? You know, shout out to the people that worked at the record company or whatever. Yeah. And they had to type all of that.
Had to type all that back then. Yeah.
You know, type all that.
I love that era, you know, and it was a golden time. You know, music is good now. The digital, you know, went from that to analog, and then, you know, we crossed over to the digital. Digital is cool, but a connoisseur like me, you know, audio person, you know, I can hear that difference. And sometimes, sometimes to me, I don't want to get in trouble, but sometimes to me, digital recording is just too clean for me. It's too sterile and too clean.
Right.
You know, and I can understand it as an audio engineer. Of course, I'm here in my studio, and I used to engineer a long time ago when we had the 2-inch reel tape, so everything was recorded on tape and reel tape, and so that saturation of the bass line that would move on the tape, a little bit of it down into the drumming pattern or the vocal pattern, and man, that's where you got that rich sound from.
The rich sound. I could just remember, for me, I don't know if people still have that same excitement that I had for music. I mean, I still do. The excitement of knowing, you know, when you're in a record store, you hear the different new music that's coming out, but you couldn't wait till you got in your car to open up that cassette tape.
Yeah.
And pop that tape in. You know how you can listen to a tape so much where you just have to get a butter knife and kind of
tighten it back up.
Remember that? I just
100%.
Yeah, 100%.
Because the tape was stretched. Yeah.
It was stretched, and you did everything you could to save it. You know, like,
listen, we used to have to do surgery on some of these cassettes. If it popped, we would try to pull it out, get regular Scotch tape it back, and then trim it just the right way so you could still play it. So when you got to that part, it would skip the words, but you still saved that cassette tape. Okay.
Amen. Yes, no doubt.
There you go. There you go. And do you all know I still have cassette tapes? I promise I have a collection of about 500 cassette tapes from back in the day.
Wow.
Just go ahead and buy an old school boombox. Just bring all that back.
I know, just bring all that back. But I know I got off a little, but you know, I like conversations like this. This is, you know, it's just organic. And everybody tonight, if you just tune into the show, if you don't know this man sitting right here, you know what we say on the show, hashtag shame on you.
Shame on you.
Mr. Garry Percell. Don't forget to go over to GaryPercell.com. That is his website. He has music available. Don't forget, you can purchase music from him. He will sign it for you, and he will mail it right to you, y'all. It's just that simple.
Yes,
okay. Gary, so you know I do this segment on the show called The Real You.
Okay.
And so I just ask you questions about life in general. And so my first question is, what do you need to forgive yourself for anything so that you can move forward? Is there anything in your life that you say, you know what, I need to let this go, forgive myself, and move forward? Anything that you can share?
Wow. When I was in high school, my senior year, and the years leading up to that, there was one art teacher, and she thought that I had the talent and the gift to draw, to paint, and all of those different mediums years before I got up to my high school. So then when she got to that high school, and then she started tutoring me a little bit more, and then I became a student art teacher through my high school years, and 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 then my senior year. But you got to understand, I've been playing guitar and music since I was 8. So when I got up to my senior years and well, sophomore, junior, freshman years, I was playing in a lot of different bands with different people. And I would go out with some guys in bands that was older than I was. They were out of school, but I had to be back because we used to travel up and down the Eastern Seaboard and play clubs. And I had a fake ID that they had made for me. But I told them I had to be back in school by Monday, so they would get me back for that. And so in high school, I was kind of dual of what I wanted to do. And so she came to me my senior high school year and says, listen, I've been working and I have gotten a full scholarship for you at the University of Greensboro, North Carolina, in the art department there. And I had to make a decision if I was going to do that, or because then I had gotten a job with this other group to go out and tour. Right out of high school, I chose going out and play music, and left that on the table.
Okay.
So it's like if it was anything that I regret, or if I could change or would have changed for the decision, I would have just waited. I would have gotten that art degree and played music on the side, and obtained and had both of those. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, thank you for sharing that. The other question I have is kind of around purpose and the meaning of life. And so what brings you peace that success could never give you?
I think some things that we talk about is that I'm a simple person, and I'm a country boy at heart. So the simple things to me is what I look at life. If I just think about music itself and what music it actually does, and so music is very simple. It conveys an expression or feeling from one person and conveys that to another person who listens to that, and that can get them in the same space. So I just want to use that with your question, is that the gift that God has given me with music, it's just simple in life and in life. And I think that is one of my callings and my meaning, for life, is that this gift that God has given me through music. And it doesn't even have instrumental. It doesn't have to even speak a word, but it can change the atmosphere to somebody. And it's wonderful that life is that it gives you that you can actually change what a person is feeling with something, that God has given you, that is a gift that you can do. So I'm just very simple person about my meaning of life and those things. I think all of our lives has meaning. So
of course. And a lot of times I always say I don't, how we would say coulda, shoulda, woulda. And I think things happen in life the way they're supposed to happen. I think life teaches us lessons, and it teaches us, as we get older, maybe how to move different in our journey. And well, what would happen if I had done this? Maybe I wouldn't have been at this point in my life.
Not necessarily true. Remember, we go back to that. Technically, it's a 33% chance it would have turned out better, because there's a chance that it would have turned out the same. You never know. It could have turned out worse, making another decision, or it could have turned out better. And I think we got to realize too that we make the best decision that we can at that time with what we have. So it goes to the point where, of course, you can look back now and say, oh, hindsight is 2020. But at that time, when I was making that decision, that's the information I had. You're thinking about you're out of high school, you're young. I've been
Yeah.
playing music since I was 8 years old. This is something I really wanted to do. Maybe the art thing is where your teacher wanted you to be, but not where you wanted to be. So if you probably would have took that road and went to college for that, there's no guarantee that you would have completed, because you probably have been thinking, I could have been on the road with this band, I could have did this, I could have did that. So at that time, you made the best decision with what you had, and you still turned out just fine.
I agree. I agree with everything that you've just said. And looking back at that, hey, I turned out okay, I believe. So
I mean, way
good
before
decision. Good decision.
We still here. Look, we still here. Yep, we still here.
Good decision. Yeah.
I just think that we always think that if I had did that, it would have turned out better. It could have turned out worse.
Yeah, for sure.
Or the same. And at that time, the decision I made is just the information that I had. Of course, you can look back and say, I would have did this different, I did that different. But even if you'd have took that decision then, you would have still took a different path because you would have knew different stuff. So
that's right.
It worked out the way it's supposed to.
Yeah.
And
here we are.
And here we are. And that's right. Here we are, y'all. Welcome to Artist Talk with myself and Dr. Shontell Graham. Our special guest tonight is smooth jazz guitarist, Mr. Garry Percell. Don't forget to go over to GaryPercell.com. He has a new song that's out. It's Love Ballad. Y'all want to get a chance to see the video, hear the song. We'll have a little conversation about that. And one question, Garry, just for in case people are new to your music, like, when did you first realize that the guitar wasn't just an instrument for you? It was actually your voice.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one. I have to go back now to church. Okay. And I played in church, and I remember that I played something with the band at a church I'm belonging to, and I was playing. It was some chords and something that I wanted to play that hit me in my spirit, and I told the rest of the band members, says, "Follow me," and so they were following me. It was at the beginning of the service, so the pastor hadn't came out yet and entered the pulpit, and so I just started playing it, and I noticed that the people started weeping, the audience, and then they were standing on their feet, and then they were worshiping, and not a word had been spoken, but the music and my guitar was speaking, okay? And so then the atmosphere was just electrifying, and with the spirit, and then I noticed the pastor coming out of the study door and coming up into the pulpit, and I was going to stop, and he gave me that motion not to, and we continued on. And so when he got to the podium, he just took his hands like this, and those that were still standing, told everybody to stand, and then he says, the Holy Spirit has done what it had intended to do here today, and so we are dismissed. That's when I realized that what God had given me through the gift, and that where I realized that the guitar can speak without audible words, but just the sounds can actually speak. That's when I realized it.
Oh yeah, I really like that. And so as you were talking about church, it made me think about like your purpose, your calling, your legacy, because you've been doing this for so long. But what do you believe your music is here to do in the world?
Oh, now here is something, and that is that particular scripture the Bible says is that your gift will make room for you. So therefore, it made room in the church. What the example I just gave you, and it still does. I still get calls to play. I just did a funeral where someone called me, says that brother passed away. He played in a couple of bands, and he was a guitar player. And so they heard something that I had played, a gospel tune. It was on video. And so they wanted me to come and play for his funeral. And so I came to play for his funeral. So the gift made room for me there. Got another call to come to another place in a church to play. My gift made room for me there. And so I believe in that your gift would make room for you. So no matter where I am, if I'm at a festival or I'm in another type of environment, it is that the guitar will speak to whomever is there, and it will do exactly what it's supposed to do.
Yes, that's what music does, right, Dr. G?
Yeah.
It's medicine. It's healing. It does what it
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
And so like even moving forward, y'all, and so you're back. Love Ballad. Gary Percell's brand new smooth jazz guitar cover of the classic LTD's Jeffrey Osborne's hit. Now, this marks your return after a 2-year hiatus, which features my friend too, Grammy-nominated Chris Big Dog Davis. So before we play the song and the video, how did you decide, okay, I want to do this song? Had you always wanted to do this song? Did Chris say, hey, Gary, I think we should?
Yeah. One of a little history on Love Ballad in the LTD is that I've always loved the song, always loved Jeffrey Osborne's voice, always loved the group LTD. I loved what it stood for, coming out of that era, all the love stuff, and togetherness, devotion. And so, and then I found out that 1976, I was right out of high school, I'm telling my age. And then I was playing with this one particular group, Greensboro, North Carolina. And then come walking in into our rehearsal was JD. And he was the Davis. He was the music director and keyboardist for LTD. I wondered why he was there, but he was actually from Greensboro, North Carolina. Then I found out through the history down through the years that LTD was born. That group was born in Greensboro, North Carolina, 30 minutes from me. And so I knew one of the members during that particular time that came to our rehearsal. The name changed when they got the record deal, and most of them moved out to Los Angeles. But and so that one song of that year, that hit song, Love Ballad, I fell in love with that song, the lyric, everything that it was about. And so coming up now and I thought about this, and I got to step back for a minute, Jazz, it is that the 2-year hiatus, and I hope I'm not stealing some of where you were going, but the 2 years that I stepped away from music for a while, I did that was because the death of my daughter, Shontell, 38 years old. And I
was going to bring it up, but I didn't want to.
No, it's fine. I'm healed.
Okay. Amen.
It's fine. I'm healed. But I was wounded at that time, because she loved her father and I loved her, and she was a musician too and a singer as well. Everything that Daddy did, she was like rah 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 rah, and that kind of thing. And I showed her a lot of stuff musically coming up, how to sing it and overdub, background vocal, all of that stuff, and that worked with some stuff. But long and the short that she passed away, and so I had to heal myself during that time. I could not be effective expressing, using this gift of music to people when I'm wounded. So therefore, if I even attempted to do any music, it would be from that place. And so that was not what I wanted to share, and coming from that place of hurt. And so I took some time off to heal from that. And it took about this long to do that. And then says, okay, it's time to get back in the saddle. And so I reached back and said, Love Ballad, because that's what healed me. It was love that healed me, and that's what healed me during that time, was love. And so the song Love Ballad jumped up in my spirit, and started listening to it. And so Chris and I have been kind of friends Facebook wise, and so I reached out to him and says, hey, I got this record that I would love for you to come in and help me produce it. And he said, send it to me. And so I sent it to him, and he came back and said, that's love ballad, you know. And he was excited. He says, so you're going back to do love ballad. And I said, yeah. And so we got to work on it, and voila. And this is what we, yeah.
Well, I'm just so excited that you did the song, and I'm so happy to share it with the world, with the platform right here on Artist Talk. So ladies and gentlemen, this is Love Ballad from our special guest, Mr. Garry Percell. Let's go, Chef, please. I tell you, what we have is much more than they can see.
I had to put my shades on for this song right here. I'm like, wait a minute, this is too good. It's too good.
I always love that part in the song. I always was told I have a young man, but I have an old soul. So I was listening to music like that, like way back in the day.
Yeah.
I had probably no idea what they were talking about, right? But Uh,
How many songs did you sing back in the day that you knew the words, you sang the song, and now you're like, that's what we were talking about?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what the music does. And you know what? I don't know what you call this. So, Gary, that's not a riff. I love the part when the song first starts.
Okay. The first parts that I play?
Right. The first, when you first started, like, I don't know what you call that, but.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe this first note that you play when it.
Yeah. We call, let me just make it simple. It is that I can't make it simple, but I'm gonna try to make it simple. Okay. It is that because someone asks me sometimes, I may be getting off on that. I'm gonna come back to that. Someone asks me sometimes, let's say when they've seen me in a concert or seen me playing and saw me playing, and they said, "Did you see when the person reacted like that when you played?" I said, "No, I didn't." And because when I play, what this is inside me, what you hear, let me put it this way, Jazzie, what you hear when it reaches you, it has already played inside me.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And so I have already heard it inside me for, it seems like an eternity before you hear it, which means is that what you are hearing it has already happened inside me. And so when you react or someone else hear or whatever I'm doing, I don't see it because I'm already on to the next.
Well, you already passed that. It done came out and you moved on.
Yeah,
okay.
I've moved on. So what you heard at the beginning, and I'm coming back to the technical side of what you heard at the beginning, that was something that I was feeling inside of me. That was an expression that I heard.
Gotcha.
That's what that was. It was an expression that I heard that was coming out of that song. Because the song was speaking to me. The song speaks to me, and then I speak what I heard from the song to you.
Oh,
okay. Like your interpretation of what you felt. But that was amazing. Right. That sound great.
Yeah. Right. I mean, beautiful. So who did the video? Did you do that?
I did the video.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. I did the video. I wanted it to be something that was that expressed the song. I didn't want the video to be just a picture of somebody driving down the street, or something like that. I wanted that intimacy because of the kind of song that it is, an intimate song. The part that you love, Jazzie, at the end says, "And what we have is much more than they can see." That you can't get any intimate.
That's deep. Yeah,
that's deep, no intimate than that. So the video had to be.
Oh yeah. I mean, I felt it. Let me tell you, I felt every note that you played. I felt every. I mean, it's like, hey, I can be on an Oasis. I could be in my car. I mean, that's what music should. Music always takes me somewhere. Sometimes it love. It can make you sad. It gives you all kind of emotions, right? And that's what I used to explain to people about jazz. How can you not like jazz? And I used to always kind of force people. It's like, I don't like jazz. And I'm like, how could you not like it? Whether it's instrumental, you can put your own interpretation, your own feelings.
When it comes to jazz, I think when people hear jazz, the word jazz, they put it into a box of just one type of music. And they think about maybe their parents' music, but they don't realize jazz just comes in so many forms,
Right. You're so right. That's why we have the different genres of jazz. We've got contemporary jazz, and then we've got the bebop jazz. We got straight ahead, got fusion jazz, all of that. So sometimes maybe some of those people say, "Oh, I don't like jazz." How can you listen to that? Maybe they're listening to some fusion jazz,
right?
And it's over their heads. It's beyond them, So yeah.
And so as I was just thinking about something and this question and. As I was listening to the song, so what is your definition of love?
Wow. My definition of
Jazzy.
love. Ain't he throwing them out there?
Look, Jazzy.
My definition of love is the word that I'm looking for is realism. Because I believe that love in its truest form is real. It's not watered down. It's not tainted. It's not stepped on. Any of that, because love is just in its pure form. And that's what I believe love is. Love is like water. Let me go a little deeper. Love is just like well water.
So it's fresh water.
Yeah, okay. It's not like the water that's been in the filtration plant in the city. But it is like
leave us city folks alone. Okay.
But it's like that well water, that has been purified by the earth and is still untapped and is touched. And that's why when it comes out of this, speak it. The country out of the ground, it's already cold.
It's already cold. I always say that, love is just the pure essence of everything.
Yeah.
Purity within itself. Because looking at that video and you see young love, it takes you back to when, doesn't matter how old you are, but when you first fell in love with that person. That first feeling of the butterflies and realizing that I'm actually in love and like this is it.
All right. That's what it does. And so thinking about that too, Gary, like what's the most vulnerable thing about being an artist that people rarely get to see about you?
About me, what people don't get to see about me?
Yeah, as an artist.
Okay. When you feel like you're on the stage and you have practice and you have worked out every single note in chord change there is that you want to do, and then all of a sudden you get to a phrase that you have practiced about 1,000 times over, and then you miss a note. And so what happens to you inside? A conversation starts, but the audience never know that conversation is going on. You're like, Gary, what's wrong with you? Why did you miss that? And
they probably didn't even realize you missed the note. They probably just so busy into that moment. They probably didn't even hear most audience is not going to hear what the artist hears, because the artist is just so in tune to his own music and has that detail. Most of us probably wouldn't even missed it.
And Doctor, you are 100% correct. It is that because we are so hard on ourselves, that the public and the people, it went so fast that came in the atmosphere, they didn't even know it. The only ones that would try to scrutinize it and pick it up is other musicians, But here's where Miles Davis saved you. And Miles Davis says that there is no such thing as wrong notes, because whatever you play was meant to be played. That goes back to what we were talking about at first, about the choices that you make in life. So even if a note is played that is not in what the music is calling for on the sheet music or whatever it is, the studies that if you play a note outside of that, not intentionally, but it comes out when you play it, it was meant to be played, and it is not a wrong note. And Miles says, just to make those people out there who are technical, I'll say that's a wrong note. You come around the next measure, and guess what you do? You play that same note.
That's true. That is so true.
There you go.
Y'all heard it from Mr. Gary Percell. Don't forget, everybody, go over to GaryPercell.com. That's his website. He has new music, Love Ballad. It is out. And so, Gary, when I think about your other music, like Going in Circles that you did with Tony Terry back in 2024,
love that.
Reaction featuring Jason Jackson in 23 with producer Adam Hawley, Smooth Strut, Don't Stop featuring Marcus Anderson, Every Time I Close My Eyes. And I love, Gary did a radio drop, and I love it because I play it on 90.7 a lot. He said, every time I close my eyes, I listen to Saturday Jazz Affair with 90.7 FM, I love
Yeah.
that. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for
Yeah.
doing that.
No
And
problem. Yeah.
so when you go back, and I listen to all of your music all the time, but again, I know Love Ballad is something different.
Yeah.
What do you think the difference? It just sounds so different from your previous music. Going in Circles, Reaction, Smooth Struck. What do you have to say about that?
I think just like life is, and all of us are, that we're transitioning all the time. And which we're never in one place all the time. You may think that you are, but you're not. You're moving, you're advancing, and so it is with my music, and through all of the songs that you named all the way up and through. But there is something different about Love Ballad in the song, because I tapped into a part of me that that is me.
Right.
Okay. And if I can put it like that, I tapped into a part of something that is me. That's kind of where I am in my journey in life now. I've slowed down. I don't worry about so many different other things. I look at life and says, okay, well, that door didn't open. Okay. But look, there's some other doors over here. Let me go knock over there. So in Love Ballad is in let me go on the industry side, and it is that a lot of the songs have been produced by other producers. Okay, right. So other producers have different knacks in what they are about, and so then other producers are a little bit different. And with this song, that's why I chose Chris. It is because with this song, I knew Chris could express what that is. This time in my journey that's inside me with this song. Not taking anything away from other producers, but Chris, I knew Chris had that there, whatever that is.
That it factor.
Right.
That it factor.
Yeah, that it factor was in demand for the it factor of this 1976 #1 hit. So it had to be it factor all the way around with this song. And it tapped into me in a place where I was. I just found a deeper place of love.
I love that
in my life at this point.
And I'm so happy to hear that, Gary. We always say, time is always flying when you have so much fun. And I am so happy for you, my friend, the success. I know, we need to push this song to #1, however we need to get on the chat. So radio station, radio promoters, radio people, play the song, just keep playing it, buy the song, download the song, however you need to get it, but go over to GaryPercell.com. You can personally buy from him. He will autograph it for you. He will send it in the mail to you. And so, my friend Gary, what's next for you? What's coming up? Any shows or anything?
Yes, I've got a couple of things coming up. Some of them are still in the works with the promoters. But I think Labor Day, I think it is Labor Day weekend, September 5th or 6th. I will be in High Point, North Carolina, the International John Coltrane Festival.
Nice.
And so I'm slated to be on that too as well. Then there's another festival in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. The Myrtle Beach Jazz Festival runs 3 days. I think it's 16th, 17th, and 18th. I got a call from the promoter, and we have signed everything, and I'm good to go to perform on that on the 18th of October on that Sunday. And there's a few other things in between, but you have to get all the I's dotted and T's crossed. Yeah, so those things. And of course, I've got another song that's on the table to be released that I'm working with my other producer, Adam Hawley. And so there's another song that's at this point I would say about 75% done. But I don't rush anything, and so who knows when that's going to drop? Maybe the fall, maybe the first of the year. But that song is already on the table, so Adam and I are in the works on that one.
That just means you got to bring them back when it drops. That's all. That's what that means.
Would you come back when it drops?
Of course. All you have to do is just say, "Hey,
Hey, and who knows? Myself and Dr. Shontell Graham, we're working on the Jazz Wellness Festival for 2027. It's April the 30th through May the 2nd. So,
sounds good.
Gary Percell, maybe you can come and be one of the artists featured.
Hey, pick up the phone.
Well, we love that, my brother, and what a incredible conversation, Gary. Thank you for blessing us with your presence, your insight, and that unmistakable smooth jazz magic that you have.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And we can't wait to hear what's next. Again, family, be sure to go over to GaryPercell.com for more new music, tour dates, and everything that he has coming up. And Gary, can you stick around for just a second?
Sure.
All right, thanks. Wow, Dr. G, another great conversation.
These dark shades on, I can't see nothing.
I know.
What the hell?
We were so engaged into the conversation, and I know May is, Mental Health Awareness Month.
Mental Health Awareness Month. Remember, when it comes to Mental Health Awareness Month, I want everyone to remember those 5 C's. Connection, connect with people and colleagues and friends and family members. That's going to be that network to help to reduce loneliness, because loneliness is a real thing. It's one thing to be alone. It's one thing to feel lonely. Okay.
Right.
Think about compassion. Now, I use that word, and I want people to realize that we tend to show other people so much more compassion. We got to give ourselves that same grace. The other C is coping. Find that coping mechanism. Don't be ashamed to talk about the problems that you have, because closed mouths don't get fed. We put so much stigmatism behind mental health about you just give it to Jesus and you'll be fine. It doesn't work that way, because God made therapists too.
Right.
Get involved with a good community that's going to support you in whatever it is that you're going to need, that sense of belonging, because you just don't want to be out there and feel like, I promise you, if you're going through something, someone else is going through the same exact thing. And then the last C is take care of yourself. Self-love and self-care and self-confidence is a real thing, Right. Think about it. And don't be afraid to set boundaries. No difference between boundaries and rules. Boundaries is something that you're going to put forward about making sure that you protect your peace, and you protect that at all costs, as opposed to rules where you put the rules to other people. They got to follow those things. But the boundaries are going to be set to make sure that you are okay. So remember those 5 C's that we talked about, because we're going to talk about it a lot more: connection, compassion, coping, community, and care. Take care of yourself, because you can't be good for other people if you're not good for you.
That is so true. And Dr. G is also a licensed life coach. So reach out to it, theapplife.info. And again, this is Jazzie After Dark on Artist Talk. We appreciate you tuning in each and every Monday, vibing with us, supporting the artists who keep the culture alive. Until next time, stay inspired and stay lifted. And if you don't, shame on you. Good night, everybody. And join us on TikTok. Okay?
Like right now.
Without a destination, for real, I've been ever spending time whirling around until I drop. Oh, what am I supposed to do? My mind is in a whirl. Give me a little hope. One small thing to cling to. You got me going in circles. Round and round I go. You got me going in circles, baby. Round and round I go. I'm spun up over you. Spun out over you.